Episode 56 WX, August 15, 2024. Wind beats coal for electricity generation in March and April 2024. From Episode 56 WX1 United States. New York Times. Wind beat coal 2 months in a row for U.S. electricity generation. 2 United States Department of Energy. DOE invests up to $2 million to decrease wood heater pollution and develop innovative technology. RAWSEP View This may be seen as a wolf in sheep clothing. Just do not burn wood to begin with. There are alternatives to wood burning. Do not spend that precious $2 million on biomass research on how to burn wood. Spend that precious $2 million in taxpayer dollars on providing alternatives to residents to their polluting wood-burning stoves here called wood heaters. Wood heating is inefficient and polluting and is shown by this grand waste of taxpayer money. 3 California, 4 Colorado, 5 Maine. What to know when burning brush in your backyard. RAWSEP View This is an article about all the things that can go wrong with burning wood in your backyard. Why burn wood then? This writer, who is a wood burner, burns wood to draw a crowd to a bonfire using piles of brush, debris, Christmas trees, and brambles. Is it worth it? Does the crowd she draws leave less able to draw breath, not because they are overwhelmed at the beauty they have just witnessed, but because the experience adds to their ill health and contributes to their early deaths? What follows is a RAWSEP list of what the writer says can go wrong, which RAWSEP finds predictable, but the wood-burning writer is the expert on doing things the wrong way, apparently starting with basing her social life on burning wood. 6 Michigan, 7 New York, 8 Vermont Burlington. Burning cash. McNeil opponents zero in on the plant's losses. Environment. 7 Days Burlington's wood-fired power generator is on track to lose $8 million this year, and activists say enough is enough. 9 Canada, 10 New Zealand. Cold, still air leads to quality breach. RAWSEP View there are alternatives to burning wood for home heating, such as heat pumps that work down to 40 degrees below zero. Wood burning is not economical if it costs you healthcare bills. 12 PM2.5 and human health. Main content. 1 United States. New York Times. Wind beat coal 2 months in a row for U.S. electricity generation. RAWSEP View there is no need to replace coal with wood-burning power plants since wind is the better alternative replacement. Hopefully few of the coal plants that closed and whose emissions are therefore no longer counted hopefully were not often replaced with wood-burning power plants whose emissions are not counted on paper toward meeting each U.S. state's climate goals because of the scientifically debunked theory of carbon neutrality of wood burning. In reality, wood burning emits 2.8 times the CO2 and PM2.5 as the fossil fuel coal burning. Wood burning emits 450 times the PM2.5 as the fossil fuel natural gas burning. Wood burning emits 90% PM2.5 particulate matter of 2.5 micrometer size, the perfect size to infiltrate the human lung, setting off a cascade of human health problems and early deaths. Planting trees does not erase PM2.5 from wood burning because trees do not absorb PM2.5 and close their pores to PM2.5 in reaction to wildfire smoke. From the article, the shift occurred as the cost of wind power and other renewable energy is rapidly declining and coal is being pushed out by natural gas. Wind turbines in Solano County, California. More than 20 states will require utilities to get their electricity from carbon-free sources in the coming decades. Excerpts edited by RAWSEP for brevity and clarity in relationship to residents against wood smoke emission particulates, a 501c3 nonprofit organization. August 15, 2024. Wind turbines generated more electricity than coal-burning power plants across the United States in March and April, outstripping the dirtiest fuel for 2 consecutive months for the first time, according to the Energy Information Administration. The crossover in wind and coal generation is the latest milestone in the country's energy transition as renewables rise and coal declines. In recent years, breakthroughs in technology have lowered the cost of building new wind turbines, solar panels, and battery storage, helping renewable energy replace coal as the cheapest power source in many places. Renewable energy has also gotten a boost from tax credits awarded under the Inflation Reduction Act, the climate law Congress passed in 2022. And states have passed regulations mandating that utilities transition away from fossil fuels, particularly coal. More than 20 states, including Minnesota, North Carolina, and Nebraska, have enacted legislation that requires utilities to get all their electricity from clean, carbon-free sources by 2050 or before. Those 3 factors: 1 shifts in the economics of energy, 2 federal tax credits, and 3 state mandates have led to explosive growth in renewable energy in recent years. Environmentalists have also focused on the economics of coal-fired power plants in recent years, a strategy that contributed to the closing of all coal plants in New England. In Michigan and Louisiana, climate groups successfully persuaded state regulators to stop utilities from recouping their losses from burning coal by passing the costs to their customers. 2 United States Department of Energy. DOE invests up to $2 million to decrease wood heater pollution and develop innovative technology. RAWSEP View This may be seen as a wolf in sheep clothing. Just do not burn wood to begin with. There are alternatives to wood burning. Do not spend that precious $2 million on biomass research on how to burn wood. Spend that precious $2 million in taxpayer dollars on providing alternatives to residents to their polluting wood-burning stoves here called wood heaters. Wood heating is inefficient and polluting and is shown by this grand waste of taxpayer money. From the article Biomass Magazine PM2.5 Emissions. Advertisement. Applicants will work with DOE National Laboratories LBNL and BNL to develop a scope of work and budget. And 3 California, Marin County. Man arrested for starting Queenstone Fire in Marin County. Sheriff Cron 4. The fire is burning on the Queenstone Fire Road and is visible from nearby Highway 1014, Colorado. Community Agriculture Alliance. If there's smoke in the air, make sure you're prepared. Steamboat Pilot. Even when there are no active wildfires in the immediate area, knock on wood, we often still find ourselves affected through diminished air. 5 Maine. What to know when burning brush in your backyard. RAWSEP View This is an article about all the things that can go wrong with burning wood in your backyard. Why burn wood then? This writer, who is a wood burner, burns wood to draw a crowd to a bonfire using piles of brush, debris, Christmas trees, and brambles. Is it worth it? Does the crowd she draws leave less able to draw breath, not because they are overwhelmed at the beauty they have just witnessed, but because the experience adds to their ill health and contributes to their early deaths? What follows is a RAWSEP list of what the writer says can go wrong, which RAWSEP finds predictable, but the wood-burning writer is the expert on doing things the wrong way, apparently starting with basing her social life on burning wood. Excerpts edited by RAWSEP for brevity and clarity in relationship to residents against wood smoke emission particulates, a 501c3 nonprofit organization. 1. A bonfire can cause a wildfire, a barn fire, or a house fire. 2. In Maine, there are not many regulations for backyard burning. There are only a few days in the summer when local counties put out a high fire danger notice. You must talk to your local town hall or fire department to learn the fire regulations in your area. If your local regulations are usually casual, changing seasons or weather can change those regulations. RAWSEP View. So what this writer is stating is that there is little regulation in Maine of wood-burning bonfires. It is up to the individual to decide how safely that individual chooses to burn wood in a bonfire. This is not good news for those wood burners who want to say that if there is a bonfire, it causes little harm to human health of near neighbors. 3. Have firefighting equipment ready, whether you use a hose, an extinguisher, or a shovel and sand. RAWSEP View. This implies that this is a dangerous activity with no real reward. No substantial meal is cooked on a bonfire, unless you count melted marshmallows as a meal. In this case, the wood burning is done as a fad of fashion and a folly to attract a crowd of like-minded polluters with no aim of cooking food or warming cold people. For avoid windy or dry days, even if regulations don't prohibit it. RAWSEP View. So this writer confirms that in Maine there are no safety precautions written into local ordinances to keep people from endangering themselves and others when carrying out this dangerous, purely social activity. 5. Power lines and tree branches should be nowhere in sight. RAWSEP View. The writer implies that bonfire burning should be done residentially despite the fact that homes and businesses with electrical hookups which take up most of the real estate in Maine should not have bonfires near them. 6. Wear protective clothing. Don't wear anything you care about when doing your backyard burning. Keep elbow-length fire mitts handy and consider wearing a mask and eye protection. RAWSEP View. For a purely social activity, no dress code, or a dress code of the worst fashion mistakes perhaps. 7. People will burn almost anything, but that's not always a good idea. RAWSEP View. The writer acknowledges that wood burners are not the sharpest knives in the drawer here. The article goes on to speak to potential wood burners in words even they will understand. 8. Don't burn trash. It's gross. There's nothing more disgusting than smelling a fire with plastic or rubber on it. Keep old tires, trash bags, household junk, meat, and other refuse off your bonfire. These items not only pollute the air as they burn, but they also turn your yard into a slag heap. RAWSEP View. But this writer is also looking out for and somewhat encouraging garbage burners too. From the article, burning trash and junk is also illegal in many areas. If you want to burn trash, look into local laws and ordinances. RAWSEP View. Is it legal in many areas of Maine to burn garbage and tires? Apparently so. 9. Throwing gasoline on the fire. RAWSEP View. The writer in the midst of this nonsense speaks the truth to potential wood burners. Can the wood burners remember this advice? Gasoline can cause explosions. 10. RAWSEP View. The wood burning writer obviously speaks from her experience of allowing bonfires to smolder after thinking they were put out. From the meat of the article, never leave a fire to smolder unattended. Fully douse your fire before walking away. Don't trust all that gray ash when the fire is burned out. Fires can retain heat and reignite days after they've burned out if they haven't been properly doused. When your fire is done, soak the area with water completely. When you've drowned the fire, take your shovel and turn over the ashes. Often, you'll notice that heat and smoke are coming from the underside of the ashes. Then, drown the fire again with water. Repeat this process a couple of times to make sure all the residual coals are extinguished. Then, recheck the fire pit the next day to ensure everything is truly doused and out. 11. RAWSEP View. This article portrays setting a wood-burning bonfire as arduous, dangerous, and unnecessary, as we always knew it was, but we needed a person experienced in creating unnecessary and life-denying pollution to her near neighbors to illuminate this subject in the most realistic way possible to portray unnecessary air pollution. RAWSEP note to the writer: you can have your brush and wood hauled away to a recycling center, or you could drive it there yourself. But you wanted to burn wood in the worst possible way and report back on your findings. Bravo. After the article headline, MSN 9 reasons you should avoid a wood-burning fireplace. Open burning in your backyard. How to prepare and burn safely. 6. Michigan. A look at our past Crawford County avalanche, wood burning with discarded old tire materials. The Beaver Creek Township Board of Trustees has agreed that due. 7. New York, Albany, and Canada. State air quality declining due to Canadian wildfire smoke. Times Union particulate matter, or PM2.5, is a type of air pollution made up of fine particles 2.5 micrometers or less in diameter. August 14, 2024. 8. Vermont Burlington. Burning cash. McNeil opponents zero in on the plant's losses. Environment. 7 Days Burlington's wood-fired power generator is on track to lose $8 million this year, and activists say enough is enough. 9. Canada, British Columbia. Scofflaw. BC camper fined $1,150 after neighbors snuff band fire. Northern Sentinel. Sven Nielsen said officers were patrolling at Lake Koocanusa on the weekend when campers reported that someone had lit a wood-burning fire at 10 New Zealand. Cold, still air leads to quality breach. RAWSEP View. There are alternatives to burning wood for home heating, such as heat pumps that work down to 40 degrees below zero. Wood burning is not economical if it costs you healthcare bills. Otago Daily Times. So when it is cold, there's more wood burning, so there's more pollution. The best tip to reduce smoke impact and get the most value for your wood. 11 Thailand. The 9th Mekong Lansong Cooperation Foreign Ministers meeting August 16, 2024. Chang PM 2.5 and combating transboundary crimes. 12 APM 2.5 and air pollution monitoring. Global particulate matter monitoring market size to worth $3.77 billion by 2033. LCAGR. Yahoo Finance. At the moment, the FRM utilized to quantify PM 2.5 in the atmosphere is the gravimetric method. In FRM-based monitoring, ambient air is drawn 12 BPM 2.5 and dry eye disease. Pearls detail targeted interventions for management of dry eye disease. Ophthalmology times a 1 microgram per cubic meter increase in PM 2.5 indicated a significant association with increases in Sandy score and tear osmolarity.